The waitress was carrying a silver tray toward the private dining room when the billionaire suddenly noticed something missing from his wrist. His antique watch was gone. Security blocked the doors. Before she could put down the coffee, the manager pointed toward her bag. She was the last employee seen near his table. Within minutes, everyone would watch her being accused of stealing a watch worth more than her annual salary. If stories about second chances and people judged too quickly mean something to you, leave a like, subscribe, and let's continue. Marcus had spent decades building a national chain of luxury hotels and restaurants. At 57, he controlled difficult situations with a calm voice and a single decision. That afternoon, he had invited several investors to the restaurant's private dining room. The meeting had been going perfectly until Marcus noticed the empty space on his wrist. The watch had belonged to his father. He had worn it for more than 20 years. He immediately asked his manager to secure the room and call the police. 24-year-old Emma had been working since early morning. She was saving to finish a hospitality degree. She had paused after her mother became ill. She had learned to keep working even when asking for help would have been easier. That afternoon, Emma had served coffee to Marcus and his guests twice. A few minutes later, he stood near the window to answer a call. Emma cleared the cups and returned to the kitchen. Then the manager rushed after her. "Stop. Open your bag." Emma stared at him. "The watch is missing." Her stomach dropped. She opened the small black bag. Inside were a wallet, a phone, a receipt, and her old notebook. No watch. Minutes later, 2 police officers entered. Emma was asked to remain there while they questioned everyone near the dining room. One officer searched her apron, pockets, and cleaning cart. Nothing. Emma stood beside the counter, trying not to let anyone see her hands trembling. Then an officer noticed something beneath a service table. A small, velvet watch pouch. Emma's face went pale. The manager picked it up and looked toward her. "That settles it." Emma shook her head. "I didn't put that there." One officer opened the pouch. The watch was inside. Marcus stepped forward, his expression tightening. "Where did you find it?" "Under the table she cleaned." Emma looked at the pouch, then at the table. Something felt wrong. She had cleaned that exact spot minutes earlier. Nothing had been underneath it. She looked closer. The pouch was open, but Emma noticed a tiny white thread caught around the watch's clasp. Her eyes narrowed. She remembered the same thread earlier, attached to something hanging from the back of Marcus's chair. She knew she could be wrong, but the detail was too specific to ignore. One officer noticed her expression. "What is it?" Emma swallowed. "Sir, I don't think the watch was stolen." The room went quiet. The manager frowned. "Then where did it go?" Emma looked toward Marcus's chair. "I think we should check what happened before anyone touched that table." For the first time, his certainty began to disappear. Emma stepped toward the chair and pointed beneath it. The white thread was caught on a small brass hook beneath the jacket over the backrest. "That came from your jacket." Marcus looked at the jacket, then at the pouch. Emma remembered Thomas, Marcus's longtime partner, entering the room after her second visit. Thomas noticed her looking at him. "You think I took it?" Emma shook her head. "I don't know, but the pouch wasn't there before." Marcus asked the officer to review the hallway cameras. The footage showed Emma leaving, then Thomas entering alone and stopping beside Marcus's chair. Before Thomas entered, the watch was still on Marcus's wrist. After Thomas left, it was gone. The officer pulled up the original footage, and the truth became clear. Marcus had placed the watch on the table while checking a message. Thomas stepped behind him, took the watch, placed it inside the pouch, and pushed it beneath the table. But he hadn't expected Emma to notice the thread. Thomas lowered his eyes. "I wasn't trying to steal it," he said. Marcus stared at him. Thomas admitted he had discovered Marcus was preparing to remove him after finding irregularities in several investment accounts. He had planted the watch to make Emma look responsible. Then Emma pointed toward the pouch. "That's yours, isn't it?" Marcus looked closer. A tiny scratch crossed the metal clasp. He recognized it immediately. He had kept that pouch in his office for years. Thomas had taken it from there that morning. Investigators checked Marcus's office and found financial folders had been moved. An accountant compared the records with recent transactions and discovered unexplained transfers connected to accounts Thomas controlled. The missing watch had never been the real crime. It had been a distraction. Thomas had expected everyone to blame Emma because she was the easiest person in the room to accuse. Marcus stood silently as officers took Thomas aside, a man he had trusted for more than a decade. Then Marcus looked at Emma. Only an hour earlier, she had been standing beside a police officer, terrified that one accusation could destroy the life she had worked so hard to rebuild. Marcus walked toward her. "I accused you without proof," he said quietly. "I'm sorry." Emma looked down at the tray still resting in her hands. "I just didn't want you to blame the wrong person." Later, Marcus offered to help Emma finish her hospitality degree. She hesitated, worried people would think she'd been rewarded. "It isn't a reward," Marcus told her. "It's a chance." Emma accepted. The incident changed Marcus. He ordered the company to review how employees were treated when accusations were made. Suspicion alone would never again become public judgment before facts were checked. He kept the old velvet pouch in his desk, not because of the watch, but because it reminded him how easily certainty could become injustice. Months later, Emma returned to university while working part-time. Her notebook now carried one new line: "Look twice." Marcus never forgot the afternoon a waitress with no authority questioned what everyone else accepted. If this story stayed with you, share it with someone who believes people deserve to be heard before they are judged. And tell us in the comments, if you were Emma, would you have spoken up when everyone already believed you were guilty?